Hello, I'm so excited you're here because we are going to have some fun. We're going to start out with mini snarkies. I have three little dear snarky letters. One concerns a friendship breakup, always painful, sorting through your parents' home after they pass, and siblings and weddings. Then my peeve is more like a confession. Y'all, I have to go deep on something that happened to me recently, and I think I'm a disturbed human being, but just wait for it. My observation continues on with the fact that I may be a disturbed human being. Like, stuff happens to me, okay? Stuff just happens to me. Maybe because I just open myself up to stuff happening to me. But I don't know. I am concerned. And then in my confession, I have part two of little stunts my mom has pulled. If you missed part one, it is the podcast number 34. Go check it out, the one right before this. But it's a funny one. Because my mom she's not crazy. She was amazing, and her stories deserve to be told. So let's start with the mini snarkies. Okay, so I get these letters a lot, but I recently got, I believe it was a DM on TikTok about a woman who was very upset and didn't know what. No, this was a dear snarky letter. Sorry, it was emailed to me. She's very upset over a friendship breakup. Like, she didn't know if her friend had broken up with her or what's going on, or was it a slow roll ghosting, where little by little by little by little you see that friend less. So what was happening. And we need to talk about this because I personally have seen women try to save friendships like they were trying to save a marriage. I mean, they were just all in. They were going to save this friendship. They wanted to have discussions like, what did I do? What can we do? How can we repair this friendship? And a part of me's thinking, if you've got to try that hard, it's over. I would apply that to a marriage also. If you've got to go through a bunch of stuff to save your marriage, like tons of it, it's maybe it's not saved. And I think we have to normalize friendships just, having a season. Maybe you're not going to be friends forever. You thought you were, but maybe it's just not going to happen. People's lives change. And you outgrow your friends or your friends outgrow you. I think it should be okay. I know I've talked about this a little bit, but I would rather have a friend ghost me. And as we all know, it's happened. I believe that was episode 32. Then tell me they don't want to see me anymore. They're breaking up with me. I mean, I don't want to know that. Just do the slow roll ghost or the full ghost. But she was very upset, and they had tried different things. You know what? You got to evaluate. Is it worth it? Does this open you up to doing different stuff and making new friends? Or if you have some friends, maybe you get closer to the friends you have. I don't know. I need your opinion on this. But my advice was, yeah, your friendships, it's out. You both have outgrown this friendship. Move on. That was my advice. How hard though would you work to save a friendship? I mean, it all depends on the friendship. It all depends on how you feel when all this is happening. I mean, your feelings may get so hurt that you don't want to repair the friendship. I can't believe someone doesn't think I'm fabulous. Well, F them. I'm not repairing this friendship. I'm not doing anything. So I'm curious how people feel about that. Then, the second mini Dear Snarky is, y'all, in 2 weeks, I've gotten 3 letters about this. So if you are the sibling that got left the house, or you're the executor and you've got to go through all the stuff in the house, and then problems with getting other siblings or relatives go, oh, I want this, or don't throw anything away until I get to go through stuff, but then they don't want to show up to go through stuff, but they're don't throw anything away. What should you do? And I'm all for a hard deadline. Get in the dumpster on this date. You have until this time to show up and go through stuff you may want. And if you're not here by this date, it's dumpster time. Difficult times call for hard deadlines and boundaries. And maybe people want to go through the mom stuff, but it's just so sad that they can't make themselves do it. But they can't stop you if that is your job as executor, or if the house was indeed left to you and you want to clean everything out to sell it or move in or who knows what. You got to have hard deadlines. Is that mean? Is that harsh? It's a huge job going through a home. And any older women that are listening, and I know there's a lot of you, because I know a lot of you are my age listening, do not give to your children a house full of all your stuff. Oh my God. Go through it. Leave notes on it. My grandmother duct taped like instructions on every piece of furniture because she had beautiful things. Because she worked like in the furniture industry. Like who got this, who got that, all this kind of stuff. So do your due diligence and get rid of your crap. I mean, oh my God, just the garage alone with like all the tools and stuff. Don't do that. Don't go through it. Like you don't need all those tools if you've moved into a patio home or assisted living. I mean, just go through that stuff before that happens. And then a lot of people get mad because then siblings fight over this or that, or like, cousin JoJo shows up and said, oh, but your mom said I could have that. Oh my God. You need to spell out everything. You need to leave nothing to chance. You should see my husband and I's like estate plan or whatever. I mean, because of what we've had to go through. There are no questions asked. It is spelled out. I'm not just dumping it on my kids to figure out. It's not fair to them. It's like they're grieving and then they have to deal with that. It's not fair. So people of a certain age, remember that. Your children will be grieving. Do they have to then deal with all your stuff that you've never gone through? Absolutely not. So that was my advice to sorting through mom's house. You got to be tough. You got to just say, this is when the dumpster's coming. If you don't get here, that's too bad. And as always, anything dealing with family, I've learned this the hard way, people, and thank God for texts and emails. You put it in writing. If I send something to family, it's a text, it's an email. So they can't say I didn't get the email and then you go, well, I also sent you a text. I mean, you want to cover all your bases. So that's my advice on that one. Let me know what you think. Now, this one is concerning me. Y'all, I've been getting a lot of Dear Snarkies about siblings not invited to be in the wedding party, but only about sisters that the bride did not include in her wedding party. So I consulted my wedding planner friend. She's like, yeah, that's, if someone has, okay, if the groom has 4 sisters, you're not going to make room for 4 additional people in your wedding party. Like she can understand that, but says she advises the clients, if there's one sister, you invite that sister to be a member of your wedding party. She says it's egregious not to, but yet I've gotten 3 letters. Gosh, maybe in the past, like a letter a week, the past 3 weeks, about a sister not being asked to be included in the bridal party. And each letter says it's only one sister, and she was not asked to be in the bridal party. Of course, a lot of things enter into that, like maybe the bride has 6 sisters, but you can squeeze. I'm thinking you can squeeze one more in there. And what I don't understand is where's the mother of the bride saying you absolutely have to ask your groom's sister to be in your wedding? She can say no, but you absolutely have to ask. And then another thing I don't get, excuse me if you're watching, my nose is running and kind of itchy. Sorry, TMI. I live for it. People are going to talk. I've gone to weddings where the sister wasn't included in the bridal party. People talk, why do you think the sister wasn't asked to be in the wedding? Is there a beef between the bride and the sister? People gossip. I mean, you're looking up there, you're held hostage in the church watching a wedding, and you're like, where's the groom's sister? Doesn't the groom have a sister? If you're a bride, do you want that to be the topic of conversation at your wedding? I'm going to say you surely don't. So, brides, if there's only one sibling, you need to ask that sibling to be a part of your wedding. I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, why is this happening? But if you're only going to have one person standing up for you, that's different. But if you're having 6 bridesmaids and you don't include the groom's sister, y'all, people are going to think something's going on. You don't want that. You don't want that at all. So that really needs, I'm curious to find why that's happening. Or if you are a mother of the bride and you're like, yeah, my daughter didn't have her groom's sister to be in the wedding because she hated her. I don't know. That's juicy though. And of course, I would love to hear that. So anyways, those are my 3 mini Dear Snarkies. Let me know what you think. Yeah, I have a peeve. And the peeve is me. I am peeved at myself. I think I have some big issues. And we won't go through all of them because we don't have that much time. But anyways, let me tell you this little story. So I think I have reverse body dysmorphia. Okay? Reverse body dysmorphia. Because I haven't had a professional photograph taken of me in forever. I mean, it's been years. It could be a decade. Years. I mean, who goes out and gets professional photos taken? Me? Never. but I'm on like social media a lot, so I'm very acquainted with how I look, right? So anyways, this Texas Magazine's doing a little story on me, and so pictures had to be taken, like, not just of my different kinds of pictures. You had to give him some choices, stuff like that. So I had it done at my home because, my home's colorful, and I thought, oh, it will, the pictures will look good in the home. So anyways, these pictures are being taken. I mean, like, the photographer, lovely person, would like show me like, oh, look at this, that. And I'm literally thinking, who is that person in the camera? I didn't think it looked anything like me. I'm like, what is going on? Also, I had someone come and do my makeup, and I'm like, is it the makeup? And I was on the fence, man. I'm like, I'm just going to do my own makeup. I'm decent with makeup, on me, not anybody else. I'm just going to do my makeup. And then I'm like, oh, no, the photographer's coming. Like, what if it looks bad? Whatever. So someone came and did makeup. I'm like, ew, no. I mean, is it the makeup? Is it the makeup? So didn't like any photo. Didn't say anything. I go, what about this? What about that? I mean, you couldn't even see my eyeballs. And the lighting was very, diffused, as my husband would say, diffused. And I'm like, is that why they can't see my eyes? Where's my eye light, people? Like right now, I have a big fat light shining on my face. When I do the TikToks, I have that big like ring light, so you can see my eyes. And as you get older, your eyes recede. I guess they become more hooded. I don't know. It was upsetting to me. So when the whole thing's over, my husband's like, how did it go? I go, even awful. And then like, I told him, I go, I didn't like any picture. I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh my God. And so I immediately called my daughter. Because, men, whatever, they're not good in situations like that. So I called my daughter, and she doesn't call me back. And I'm a little mad because I called and said, this is an SOS, call me. So, she should call me immediately, like 45 minutes later, okay? I'm like, please, a little slow on the uptake there. And so I tell her what happened, and she's like, it's because you have reverse body dysmorphia. And I go, what do you mean? And she goes, you think you look better than you do. Oh my God! No. I scared my dog. If you're watching, my dog's like, lady, bring it down a notch, girlfriend. Yeah, I'm like, no, I'm really hard on myself. I go, but now that I've aged, I'm like, it is what it is, people. Roll with it. She's like, no, Mom, you have reverse body dysmorphia. I go, how dare you? How dare you? And she's like, it's better than the opposite. Okay, at least you think you look better. At least you don't think you look bad. I go, well, I look bad in these pictures. So, I mean, she talked me off the ledge a little bit, but, honestly, not really. She could have done better throwing reverse body dysmorphia at me. And I did ask her, well, have I always had this? And she's like, I don't know, Mom, you just, you've always kind of liked yourself. I go, true that. That is true, because someone has to. And she goes, yeah, I don't know. You may think things about yourself that aren't true. Please. So then I run to my husband after that conversation is over with, and I'm like, oh my God. He's like, I have it figured out. I'm like, oh, do you? He goes, yeah, you're a control freak. And when you do your TikToks and all your social media and your podcasts or whatever, you're in control of your image. I mean, you're lighting your image, you're seeing it, but when someone else is doing it, you don't like it. And I'm like, could that be it? I don't know. I want to disagree with what my husband said, and I want to disagree with what my daughter said. But at this point, I don't know what I'm going to do. I didn't like a picture. And it's not even that I looked old, because who cares? And I did say, I don't want to look like a realtor. Like, don't over Photoshop me. And these are like non-Photoshopped, because you just pick them out and then they I guess Photoshop the ones, whatever. And yeah, it was just, but it's not like I looked old or had wrinkles or like that. It's just that my face didn't look like my face. I had this I had a jawline that I would, it was like a huge lantern jawline, which I have. No, I know I have a big square face, but I don't think I have a huge lantern jawline. I mean, it was disturbing. And so I just, I don't know what I'm going to do. And I like that my family labeled me. My husband, control freak. My daughter, reverse body dysmorphia. They've let me down. But has that ever happened to you? Like when you see, you're like, is that how I look? Because in my head, I don't look like that. I don't know. It's confusing to me. It's not really upsetting, but I mean, it's just, in a way it is though. It is. So, I don't know. I mean, am I living in a delusional state where I believe and think things that aren't true? like that I do have a lantern jaw and you can't see my eyes. Like you couldn't see my eyes. My eyes were like, I mean, people, it's like I had no eyes. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It's a problem. It's a problem. So like I'm looking at myself right now. I'm like, yeah, you look old. You got wrinkly, but you look okay. Those pictures, I wasn't thinking, you look okay. I was like, oh my God. So someone explain it to me. I'm concerned. Okay, enough about that. Then people in my observation department, it's the same thing. Y'all, I got issues. Listen to this story. So anyways, I'm working through this. But the first one I'm working through, so I was at the grocery store on Saturday. It was packed. I'm like, what are all these old people? It was filled with like old people. I go, what are these old people doing at the grocery store on a Saturday? It's obvious they have to be retired. And they all were very well dressed. Like lovely. It's obvious they're all retired. Like who, if you're retired, would go to the grocery store on a Saturday? For the love of God, go on a Tuesday when no one's there. And then I had to stop and tell myself, people are saying that about you. You are an old person in the grocery store. Okay? And this feeds into that reverse body dysmorphia. And I'm like, oh my God, it's me. It's me. And I've talked about this before on a TikTok. I go, it's me. I am the old person. Okay? And the problem is when I think of myself, I think 20. Okay, not really, but whatever. Not old, but I am one of these people. And I'm at the grocery store on a Saturday. Although not retired, so I really have to go on a Saturday a lot. Yeah, so it was weird. It was weird. So then I went to go get America's favorite zero-calorie beverage, a Diet Coke, which I've sucked down. Different day, though. This was a fresh Diet Coke. So I just go to the McDonald's drive-thru because I'm like, I'm working through it, people. I'm working through the oldness that people I think are old are me. So, anyways, and I'm really mad at McDonald's because in the past 3 months, they have consistently increased the price of America's favorite zero-calorie beverage once a month. So now it's up into my neck of the woods with tax, like almost $1.70. When not so many months ago, it was 99 cents. I'm like, oh my God, again? Now, if you're thinking this is going to make me stop drinking Diet Coke, no, that will never happen. This right here, it's my bestie. That sound, it was my Diet Coke sticking to a coaster. But I'm just like, why? Like, is there a tariff on the syrup to water, carbonation ratio? Is the syrup being tariffed? I don't know. It's very upsetting to me. But, once again, I go to my husband for solace. And he's like, they raise the price because they can, Sherry. I go, great. So you think they're going to keep on raising the price? He's like, yeah, they'll keep on raising the price. So there we go, people. There we go. I mean, it's cheaper than a Starbucks, but still. Come on. And then I read in the Wall Street Journals that the Wall Street Journal, that McDonald's is doubling down on their beverage business because that's where the money is. So they're going to start doing stuff like dirty Cokes and, all those mix-ins in your drinks and stuff like that. Like that swig that I became familiar with while watching what's it called? The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. And true, let me just tell you right now, I made it through a couple episodes and I was totally in it. And then I wasn't. I think it was all the fake hair. It got to me. And then they didn't need the fake hair. Okay, sidebar. Sorry, tangent rant. Veering in an opposite direction of what I should have. Someone remember where I stopped because I'm going to forget once the rant's over. So I'll see on TikTok and Instagram, whatever, these girls with beautiful hair and they take out their extensions. They're like, here's my hair without extensions. It's gorgeous hair, okay? Why are you putting those extensions? And then they get all those extensions in and it's like, it looked better before. Who has sold people a bill of goods, especially these young, beautiful women, that they need all those extensions? I couldn't get extensions. Okay, one, as everyone knows, I'm very thrifty, very frugal. I just can't stand stuff in my hair. After a while, I have to take a ponytail out. I mean, I couldn't do it. I'd be one of those women that would go, take it out. After, I don't know, 3 hours. No. Even my hair back in a bun for a long time, the bobby pins just feel like they've come alive and they're torturing me. Couldn't do it. But yeah, so who sold women that bill of goods? You don't need the extensions. All you women you're beautiful and your hair looks amazing, okay, without extensions. Where was I? Oh, Diet Coke. So anyways, I think Diet Coke's trying to get into that swig thing, the whole beverage stuff. But please, I'm going to serve notice to McDonald's. Don't mess with Diet Coke. Don't stop giving it the love it deserves. If you mess up with that syrup to carbonation ratio, which is the secret to a good Diet Coke, which makes the McDonald's Diet Coke so crispy, I'm coming for you. It's gonna happen, okay? Life, I can't imagine a world in which I could not get a crispy McDonald's Diet Coke. Sadness would reign over me. Let's just say that. Okay, so then, and this is like the real story. So as I'm drinking my McDonald's Diet Coke, there's something living rent-free in my brain. So a couple of days before that happened, once again, parking to go into a store. And you're thinking, Sherry, do you always go into stores? You run errands, you go into stores, back off, okay? Back off on that. And there's these two women talking where they're animated and, not like in, a whisper mode in the like a parking lot, just like, kind of loud, I thought. So they both were cute. They looked to be in their 50s, but what do I know? I think I'm 20. I know nothing. And one of them had a cute little tennis skirt and the other one had on leggings or whatever. So they're talking. And I'm sorry, if you are going to talk about something very private in a public venue, I'm listening, okay? I am listening. So apparently this one woman recently found out that her husband was having an affair. And so the woman in the tennis skirt is the one with the husband having an affair. And she was telling, they're walking in and she's telling her friend in the leggings, I guess she knew about it. And so the friend with the leggings asked the lady getting cheated on, well, how often is this happening? Like, how often is this going on? She's like, a couple times a month, a couple times a week, what's happening? And then the woman in the tennis skirt stops dead in her tracks, like so fast that her tennis skirt went shoo shoo. And she goes, a couple times a day. And I was invested then. And so I did not know, and this happens sometimes, that I actually am speaking out loud. And I go, no way. And then they both look at me. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. And they go, what'd you say? I go, no way, there's no way. I go, how old's your husband? He's like 67. I go, there is no way your husband is indulging in carnal pleasure 3 times a day with whoever he's cheating on you with. I go, he's just saying that to be very mean, and he's a liar, about many, many things. And then they just kind of still stared at me. And I go, there is no way that he is doing that without loads of pharmaceutical intervention. Okay. And I go, so don't believe him about many things. And so they just kept on looking at me, and then the backing away part, I'm so used to people being scared of me and slowly backing away. I mean, whatever, it's happened a lot. And it got weird fast. And why do I make things weird? Why didn't I just stop? I was so embarrassed that I got in my car and I go, I can't stay in this parking lot. I was going to drive around and park somewhere else. No, I had to drive 5 miles down the road to go to a different store because I don't want to see these women again. And people, let me tell you, if I had a list of people I didn't ever want to see again, whose names I don't even know, I don't know. It would be the size of a 1970s New York City phone book, okay? It'd be big. So I if I had an autobiography, I think I would, it would have to be, I made it weird. So I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know why I do know why I eavesdrop. And once again, private conversation, a public place, it's my right to eavesdrop. But I don't know why I have to make things weird. It's this whole podcast, except for the Dear Snarky, has been my issues. And as you can see, they are varied and complicated. Okay, that's a lot. I'm already tired, but I will have enough energy to rally and give you my confession from the Snarky Confessional. Okay, this is part 2 of crazy ass stuff my mom has done, because she was not crazy, but she, for people that didn't listen to the last podcast, she was a small woman. She wasn't super petite, but my dad was 6'5", so she always seemed petite. My dad called my mom a small slip of a woman. She was from the South, so she had a little Southern lilt in her voice. But she was something. And I said in the previous episode, if you told my mom a story and that you were sad or something happened to you, and she said, I'll take care of it, be afraid, because something was going to happen. Something was going to happen to somebody. So This is a story of when I was a young adult. I am an adult, grown woman, 23 years old. I am not a child, okay, that needs a mother to, like, stick up for them. I am a grown woman. So, talking to my mom, sitting at the kitchen table, eating a cake, because the woman loved to shove food at you. And I tell her what's happening at work. She says, how's work? And I was working at a TV station at the time. And she goes, how's work? I go, I don't know. I'm like really upset because there's this one woman and she's horrible and she's mean. And she's getting all this attention because she's getting all these flowers sent to her. And then the news director goes, wow, if we just base it on the flowers, your Q rating has to be off the charts. And the Q rating is like, it's how they measure how people, like you. Like you want to have a really high Q rating. And I realized my whole entire life I've been polarizing. So, I don't think I ever had like a super high Q rating. I don't know. I don't care. I mean, it's to read people one time. Oh my God, another tangent. So one time, and I've mentioned this, but for those of you that haven't caught up to my life, let me just tell you this. So one time I was asked to run for public office and I go, no, because you'll never find somebody more polarizing than me. I mean, truth, hard truth there. Hold on, there's something on my computer I have to get rid of. Okay, done. Okay, so it was like an Apple like alert setting. Okay, go away. And I couldn't just stare at it and talk. So and he goes, Q rating, whatever. And I go, yeah, and so she's getting all this attention because she's just getting these like flowers and all this kind of stuff. And I was upset about it. I'm like, and she's not even good, Mom. She's not even good. And I told my mom how she'd been mean to me and like things that she had said and stuff like that. So my mom says nothing. She didn't say, I'll take care of it. She said nothing. So I go, oh, thank God. Because, and I thought, why would she say anything? Because I'm a grown woman, right? I can vent to my mom. Next day, get to work. It's as if someone died. There were so many flowers at the office. And the first thing I think is like, that little witch got more flowers? Oh my God. But no. Those flowers were for me. They were all for me. They had different cards. They from different florists, like all over. Okay, there just wasn't one florist. All these different cards. And I'm like, what's happening? And then it took me maybe 15 seconds to go, my mom is sending all these flowers and pretending to be different people. So I'm like, oh my God. So I couldn't call and tell her to stop. I'm at work. It's before cell phones and text messages and stuff. This is the 80s. And I'm like, oh, jeez. So, and I don't know how much she spent, but she spent money on those flowers. I'm just telling you. And they all had like super nice things to say. We love watching you. Oh my goodness. And so then the news director comes over. He says, wow, that's a lot of flowers. I go, I guess people are just in the flower sending business. I'm like, so-and-so's getting some. The woman I hated. I go, I'm getting some. I go, maybe you're next. Maybe you're next. And then it got worse. So then there was a contest, like, those magazines have best news personality. I won it. And do you want to know how I won it? My mother, and this is before email, I mean, you had to send it in. You had to cut something out and send it in. Address, postage stamp, okay? All right? My mother has not admitted to this, but I know it's true. I know it's true. She must have like gotten all the different things to send in from the newspaper, like bought who knows how many newspapers or whatever, and sent in a bunch of stuff with my name on it. And then when I won it, which was no big deal, it's not like I got a bump in pay, but whatever. And she's like, I knew you'd win it. And I looked her straight in the eyes and I go, well, I'm sure you had something to do with it. She's like, not me. I'm like, Mom, you probably spent a couple $100 on sending me flowers for a week. More than that. I don't know. It was the 80s, how expensive were flowers. I go, so I know that you bought many newspapers and filled out that little slip to vote on their little, favorite sheet. I go, I know you did that. And she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Took her to her grave, never admitted to any of that. But that was my mom. She couldn't, someone being mean to me at my office as a grown woman, which I could have handled, okay? I would have just probably ignored it. No, she wasn't going to stand for that. I'm going to get flowers and I'm going to make sure my daughter wins that contest. There you go. I've really never won anything in my life, okay? And I'm fine with that. Like, enter a raffle, me, I'm not going to win anything. I've won a couple things. Maybe. Yeah, one maybe. Okay, one for sure. But yeah, Mom, totally behind it. And you know what I say to that? Thanks, Mom. Thanks. So yeah, crazy, crazy. And now as a parent of adult children, because I have a child going through some stuff that makes me so mad, it's hard not to do anything. I'm not, because my kids are adults and you stay out of it. You listen and you do nothing. It's hard, but my mom, the best, the best. Anyways, that's another story about my mother. Y'all, it's time for the Snarky Summer Book Club. This is a book that I call the gateway to the Snarky universe. If you're thinking, can that woman even write a book? Sure, she can yak her brains out, but can she write a book? Get 4 Seasons of Snarky. It is short stories about suburban tyranny, and you'll read it and you'll go, this is hilarious. You will love it, and then you can branch out to the other Snarky books. This is some of my favorite short stories that I grouped by seasons, hence 4 Seasons of Snarky, and it totally is about suburban tyranny. I think my favorite story in this is about the diaper dumper. You've got to read it to believe it. It's all fiction. I just winked. Yeah, that story still, like, I think about that. I will drive by that church and I still laugh. It's a woman quickly just to make you go, ooh, I need to read that story. A woman worked at a kind of a parents' day out thing, and one of her coworkers, apparently, I deduce this, was so mad at her, like jealous of her, that she was putting dirty parents' day out diapers in her car, like just stuffing her car full of them. I solved the mystery, and I made sure that justice was served. Anyways, this is a great book. Paperback, ebook, audiobook. A lot of people say it's their favorite book, but if you guys don't have time to read, you just want to read something before you go to bed, or you're sitting in the doctor's office and, maybe you won't go on your phone. I don't know. Get this book. You're going to love it. Guaranteed. Just go to my little link in the whole show description. There's a link. Just click on that link. It will take you, as I like to say, to the Snarky universe, and you will fall in love. So anyways, everybody have a great day. Why? Because you're fabulous. You deserve it, and you're worthy of a great day. So go out there and do something fabulous. And let me know in the comments what you think about all this. Do I have reverse body dysmorphia? I don't know. Or is it just when you see yourself like on a real camera, you're like, what the hey, instead of your phone? I don't know. Help me out. I'm confused and I'm worried. Well, not that worried, but still I'm like, what? What the hey? Okay, go do that. Thanks.